Hello and welcome to the Gamers Health Podcast. It's the vidcast, where my lovely wife Rach and myself talk about issues that affect the health of gamers. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
We run the gauntlet. So
We do all, darling.
it's a hot day here in New York City. It's hit 90, I think. Let me see. My watch says 84 right now, but it gets stuffy. We're in a 2-floor, 2-family home out in Queens. It was built in like 1905. So this house just
holds heat. Especially on our floor.
So yeah. So I turned the AC off because I don't think you want that background noise. But
she's like, "Can you open the window, please?"
Yeah, the kitty is like, "Why is the window closed? I don't understand."
It's okay. We'll turn the AC back on soon.
Yes. So last year, at this time of the year, actually like a year ago yesterday, I was released from the hospital. I was at St. Francis Heart for what wound up being congestive heart failure. I literally peed out 60 some odd pounds of water and dropped my weight from 292 to 293 pounds down to 233 before I got released. Got 3 stents. Went back a week and a half later for my 4th. Something like that will, if you let it, and I let it, for a good reason, change your perspective on life. And I have found a huge value in life and pretty much every part of it. Things that you took for granted when your health is healthy. When your health is there.
When it's there enough and you don't know what's going on.
So hold on. You're gonna have to deal with the AC in the background. I apologize. I'll move this mic up a little bit closer to Rach and I. But
on the AC.
Yeah, and hopefully you don't hear the AC so much. But I need the cooling. But yeah, it does. It changes your viewpoint, and it's the reason why we do this this cast when we do this weekly episode, because I'm not the only one out there that has suffered congestive heart failure. Having suffered it, I now find out from other people, oh yeah, I had congestive heart failure 10 years ago. I'm like, really? I had no idea. And other people, cancer survivors, all this stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a cancer survivor. I had Hodgkin's, but I handled the treatment so well. I used to joke that Hodgkin's was cancer light. Of course, Hodgkin's bit my ass in the long run, because the side effects of the treatment of Hodgkin's, radiation in my neck and chest particularly, have given me stenosis in my shoulder and some tooth loss, but also damaged my heart to the point where it's like, well, how many heart attacks did you have? None that I know of. Oh, it was radiation. So, yeah, there's no such thing as cancer light. It can all come back to bite you in the ass. Spiritually, though, I have taken, again, a new appreciation of the life that I have been granted and blessed with, because there was a point where I thought I wouldn't have it. So you take each day as a blessing. You take each day and you thank, in my case, I thank God. Maybe you thank a higher power. Maybe you thank divine chance. Whatever. But you realize that just the act of existing, the act of breathing, appreciating the sun, planting in the garden, watching a funny show on TV, spending time with the people you love, playing the games that we enjoy, talking with you all. These are all things that we've been taken for granted. I know I took for granted. And I'm going to just suggest that maybe you take a step back. in yourself. I don't know if you've ever had those moments where all of a sudden you feel like maybe you're like 2 or 3 feet behind yourself. And that, like, it's not like you're actually seeing yourself from behind, but you get that feeling like you're behind yourself and
above.
And above.
Like,
and yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe you should take a moment and get behind yourself and above in your mind space and say, what is it that I should appreciate? Listen, we all have things in our life that we appreciate. Even I know people, I have friends that are going through some major difficulties, major hardships, major illnesses. But take a step back, take a step behind yourself, and try to don't get lost with the forest and the trees bullshit. Say, what is something that I am truly grateful for? I have a lot of things I am truly grateful for. One is the woman literally sitting right next to me. And the rest of my family and my friends, I'm extremely grateful for this community. Believe it or not, this community is a driving force for my well-being, for me being here and talking with you. Because I am a firm believer in sharing not just one's successes, but one's failures and one's fuck-ups to educate others who might be on similar paths or trying similar life experiences and say, hey, this is what I did. This didn't work. Okay. My son is, how do you put it, Rach? He's
the way he learns, experiential learner.
He's an experiential learner.
Yeah.
I can warn him. I can see what's going to happen. And I can say, dude, I did the same damn shit you're going to do. He's got to experience it himself.
He can't see it that way.
No.
He can't make use of that other person's experience. He needs to go through it on his own.
Right.
Not left by himself, but he needs to have that firsthand knowledge to be able to sort of, oh, wow, I get it now, kind of thing.
So, in my case, should I have, my whole thing was after my oncologist gave me the all clear after 5 years, shortly after we got married, I was like, that's it. I'm done with the oncologist, and I beat cancer, and
you were like, I'm done with doctors until it hurts.
Yeah, and that's really not the way to be.
No.
Now I am not done with doctors. Now I've got more doctors, pretty much on a first name basis than I ever thought would be part of my life. Not a bad thing, but maybe you don't have to get to that point. Do your regular checkups. Do your full-on physicals.
Yeah, I'm going in June. So
yeah, learn to know your body. Learn to know the warning signs. Now, something that I don't know if I told you this, Rach, but before we left for TotalCon last year, 2020.
2020, yes.
Yes. The day before we left, which would have been Tuesday, I had physical therapy, came home, and I was going out to lunch, and I had major sweats. It wasn't, and this was in February, and to the point where when I got to my local pub for lunch, I mean, I could have wrung my shirt out.
No, you never told me about that.
I actually patted myself down with paper towels. And then I felt better, but I was tired. In retrospect, could that have been an early sign of congestive heart failure? Certainly could have been. Because a few days later, we were out at TotalCon, and I was diagnosed with an upper respiratory infection. But
his breath was just... On his inhale, you would just hear crackle, 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 like...
Right. So it could have been listen,
but quicker than I can say crackle.
Right. Listen, could that have been the first sign of my heart going? Oops.
Well, that was water on it.
Right. Well,
like remember, like when we had Chloe,
yes.
part of because she also had this condition too. She had
yes.
Congestive heart failure, and so she would have water in her heart, water on her lungs, and she, like you, needed the Lasix to expel the water from her system. And yeah, she lived with the medication and everything. But when I would listen to her breathe, I would be worried when, like, because the telltale sign was like, she's not breathing right. We should go to the vet. And I also heard the crackling with that. So like, I was like,
we lost
very
her.
Worried when I heard it coming from you.
Right. So we lost her to other health complications.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't due to congestive heart failure.
Yes.
But
which is a hopeful thing,
Right. Well, and here's the thing. I'm on no Lasix right now. I'm on no diuretics. I guess just my diabetes medicine Jardiance is a little bit of a diuretic because it makes you pee out the blood sugars.
Mm-hmm. But then also your heart function
has greatly improved.
So much improved. So now they don't have to.
So, but again, I don't want somebody else getting and needing to be put on that edge and look over it and go, oh fuck, this might be the end, and then have to come back from the edge and make the corrections. If by living vicariously through some of the shit that I've gone through or we discuss, you can avoid such, it's a blessing. It is a fucking blessing. And I've done what I need to do and Rachel's done what she needs to do. Because really, if you can live your life and change one life for the better in your however many years you're granted, your life's a success. Mm-hmm. I mean, I believe that with my career as a cop. If I positively change at least one person's life for the better, and you know about it, it's a huge success. You might say, I was spinning my wheels for 20 years watching the revolving doors of justice, but somebody's life that you impacted and actually brought them from what was going to be something very self-destructive to a positive place in their life. It's an amazing feeling. So again, I personally feel that the last year has been a blessing, and the years in front of me, God willing, are going to be blessings. I want to make sure that we share our experiences, whether it's 2 weeks in the hospital with congestive heart failure last year. And by the way, just as a side note, I could have been out, I guess, 3 days earlier. Mm-hmm. I got my departure from the hospital was greatly delayed. I should have been released the same day I had my procedure, but they couldn't release me because they wanted me to go home with a life vest, which is kind of like this magical vest that if your heart stops, the vest goes boop, boop, and starts you up again. And
it's basically a defibrillation
vest. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. They are not cheap.
And insurance are scum.
Right.
So
because it's probably cheaper to buy the fucking vest than to
you have to have 5 heart attacks to get this? Sorry.
But here's the thing. Here's the great thing.
They love checking their boxes and bullshit. I
was denied by a doctor whose specialty, they weren't a GP. I could have handled a GP, right? And it wasn't a cardiologist, right? Or a vascular surgeon.
It was a gynae, right?
It was a gynae fucking oncologist that decided that I did not need a life vest. Now, God bless.
Evil. I mean, if you work in insurance, I'm very sorry. We still love you.
Well, probably not. Maybe.
or sometimes maybe love you.
If we know you, we might love you. But if we don't know you, we probably
we'll probably curse you out on the phone.
Yeah. I mean, because in all honesty, what does a gynecologist know about the health conditions involved in this? They don't.
They don't specialize in the heart.
Right. But the idea was it's too expensive. And of course, I had my family was trying to go, well, how much would it cost us to foot the bill ourselves? Again, long run, God bless. Didn't need it. I'm out of those woods. But, and as a side note, I actually have good insurance.
Yes.
I can only imagine if somebody had, insurance that wasn't as great at covering stuff as mine was.
Yeah.
The hell they go through. The hospital was surprised. They
were surprised that it got denied?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They were
because they know how to write this stuff and they do it.
Yeah.
Right, because they put it in, they denied. Then the 3 days later was an appeal where it went doc to doc.
And denied. And you know what? I'm going to make my guess on why. It may be in a normal circumstance, it would have been approved, but it didn't get approved. It's because COVID was fucking the insurance companies bad. Okay? People were getting hospitalized, and let's be honest, at least they were footing the bill up front. So if they could cut cost, I'm sure they were under instructions, cut whatever cost you can. Any procedure that isn't absolutely
right, and we weren't asking for copays and stuff at that time. So yeah.
So I'm pretty damn sure that was part of the reason why it got denied. Nothing personal. I don't take it personal, but
I take everything personal.
If you work in the insurance company, or if you work for GHI. You owe me a fucking beer. Okay? I'll put it to you that way.
Oh, Emblem.
Oh, it's Emblem that
It's
tonight?
Emblem.
Oh, God. Even
or wait, is it... Well, I guess the BCBS does only the hospitalization.
Yeah, no, I think...
did with you.
I think it was GHI that this fell under.
Right, because it was going to be on the outpatient.
Yep. So, if you work for GHI, you owe me a beer. You see me at a convention... You better be buying me a beer.
Emblem Health. Bring it on.
Yes. Emblem Health / GHI. You gotta hook a brother up because you didn't hook a brother up last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on to other things. Mental health. You know what I've been doing for my mental health? I've been gardening pretty much every day this past week. One of the best things that I did, and Rach and I were discussing this earlier, was get a raised bed. Actually, it's on a stand for the backyard where I planted our lettuce crop, which I've harvested now 3 times. And you can't tell. It grows. I harvest, and it's like it grows more.
2 more inches.
I have so much planted, but I also have beans, cucumbers, and a zucchini plant in there. So when when the lettuce and the salad greens stop producing, I have other crops to take over. Tomatoes are planted. I got to stake them. Tomatoes are in earth boxes that are on the patio cement. Are they lower? Yes, but the plants grow tall. Again, this is all compensating for my sciatica and my shoulder. I'm not the flexible one in the family like my lovely wife, who doesn't mind bending down and finding all this crap. I like to make my gardening much more pleasant and easier on the body. So, but again, doing that, it's mental health. Our yard. Oh, I should. You know what? If I had thought about this ahead of time, I would have had a picture ready to go.
Oh, you can share your screen in this?
I can share my screen in this, but I don't think I have the photos uploaded here. But folks, really, we've got some beautiful. We had a beautiful yard going in.
I took some really nice pics. Earlier today.
Next week, I'll
the roses.
I'll make sure we have some stuff going for next week, because it looks like a little bit of paradise in the borough of Queens in New York City. I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. I really mean it.
You're gonna see.
It looks really good, and the peaceful place that puts your mind is really amazing. So now, not everybody has a yard. I understand that. Maybe you have a local park that you can get to, that you can find yourself and allow yourself to get into that mind space.
House plants.
You can maybe have a room in your house that has house plants.
Pretty.
We have plants behind us.
Plants back here.
You know, it's about your mental health, and it's amazing what experiencing nature can do for your mental health. It grounds you, literally. Maybe it's the roots. I don't know. So now, Rach has. Well, actually, you're all but finished except for a weekend of yoga training, right?
Yeah, it's Saturday and Sunday in June, the week that we're at North Texas. So on Saturday and Sunday, I'll be in the room or wherever. Probably in the room. Doing my yoga, doing my last presentation, and hearing other people's presentations. And that week is also practicals for the 200 hours. So we get to, take their classes and give them feedback about.
Okay. So after that, Rach will be, is it an advanced yoga?
Yeah, it's just an RYT 500.
So basically, she's like superfied yoga teacher.
And so, now it's just like
highly
continuing
trained.
to work on experience and work on, more training.
Which is another thing, folks. Sometimes for your
it
mental
never
health,
stops. Always training.
This is great for Rachel's mental health, man. This is really what's been driving her. I'm so glad I get to listen in to some of these trainings because they happen in the room next to me. Because everything's being done by Zoom, and I get to hear it, and it's interesting. Now, for me, for my physical workouts, I've been doing virtual reality workouts with my friend Zach. We were a little bit light this week, which was probably for the best because my stomach was a little bit off this week. But we've been doing VR racquetball and the Elven Assassin game on the Oculus 2. We also tried the Demio board game, the fantasy board game. Not really an RPG.
Not in movement or?
Not much movement. Not unless you consider moving pieces on a board.
Oh, okay.
But it's fun. I really can't recommend the Oculus 2 enough. No, I don't get paid a commission if you buy one. It's just that it's a fun way to exercise where you don't feel like you're exercising. VR racquetball, you need space. And make sure you're centered in that space. You don't want to be whacking your controllers on, the dresser or the TV table like I have. Probably not good. Anything else you want to cover?
We subscribe to the Apple Fitness. Is that what iFit?
Okay, so here's the deal. Apple has like an Apple One bundle. So I was looking at this because I was just flipping through my my iPad. So the Apple One bundle comes in 3 flavors: individual, family, and Premier. And it includes Apple Music, which is normally $10 a month. Apple News, which is the magazine app that they grabbed from somebody else and then rebranded it, which we were paying $10 a month. So I think we're at $20 right now from following along properly at home. Apple TV, $4 a month, which I also have a subscription to. So I'm already at $25. By getting the Apple Family Plan, you could then have yourself and 5 other individual accounts all getting the same. But the Premier plan at $29.99 allows everybody to also get the Apple.
Everything.
Everybody gets the iFit, and you get 2 terabytes of cloud storage, which I'm sure I could use. So, if we for us, we were paying Spotify So it's going to be, we're going to cut the Spotify subscription. We're going to be saving money right from there. So, but it has yoga classes.
Yes.
And it has
I'm excited to check those
other
out.
workout classes, and it works with your Apple Watch and your iPad and your phone. So interesting stuff. We're going to give a better shake, maybe a better review for next week. Yeah, no, okay. Good. I think we've done God's work for today. You think so?
Amen.
Again, folks, the last year has been a blessing. And it's been a blessing because you've been part of our lives. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for spending the time with me and Rach.
Thank you.
And we will be back again next week. As my nose tickles, damn allergies, sorry. We will be back again next week, 8 p.m. I will be back again tomorrow, not live. My next live stream will be Wednesday night with Bad Mike.
So they can talk some crit.
We're going to be talking crit. But in the meantime, oh, yeah, by the way, if I give opinions about something, like, I don't know, Paizo, and I quote, game figures like what percentage is being played on Roll20 and the figures like, on Fantasy Ground and what percentage of those markets Paizo has between his Pathfinder 1 and 2. That's not slander. That's opinion, and some of it's facts. So go figure that out. Sorry, they're just addressing somebody who made a comment and figure I throw it out there because they don't always read. All right, folks, on that note, we are still in the midst of the world of COVID. And that means common sense. Yes. We're going around, we are immunized. We are going around maskless outdoors. And if the venue allows us to go indoors without a mask, I'm going without a mask. And if they require a mask, I might not even be going in, depending on where it is and how much I need something. So that's us. That's
that wouldn't prevent me from going in so much.
Yeah, it might make me go, That being said, all right, I'm not saying you need to go out and get immunized. You know your health situation better than either one of us do. We're not medical professionals. I will say this. Use your common sense to make educated decisions to keep yourself, your loved ones, your friends, your family healthy and safe. Be safe, be well. God bless each and every one of you. Roll the dice and roll them well. And I will be back tomorrow.
Take care.
So.